All right, guys, we are back! Janemba, our GOAT, got an EZA. Janemba, upon release, was ridiculously busted, but was hated for some reason. Don't ask me. Seems like people are a little negative towards this guy. Let's see how good he looks. I mean, defensive units oftentimes do get downplayed heavily. I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy. Am I crazy? I've been known to be crazy before. Now, when it comes to build for this guy, I really want to prioritize his defense, but I mean, there is something we do need to discuss before we move on. So, Janemba, obviously, the boy is good. But we got to talk about this rage mode. So, I mean, I'm not advocating giving this guy 30 additional or anything like that, but I mean, he does change all key spheres to physical, and then he gets like this big attack per key sphere, but I guess that is only for the whatever one is in slot 1, to be fair. And then he's got the guaranteed crits and stuff like that. I don't know. I think that this rage mode is going to be very, very, very interesting. And obviously, in that rage mode, additional or raw attack is the only thing that's going to really help you. Because obviously, in the rage mode, he is immune to taking damage. Remember that the rage mode, if the boss uses their super attack, you know, we could make them waste it. It would be perfect against, say, Goku and Frieza, right? Get them to waste their super. Dark out of the game Bulma. Get them to waste their super. Right now, unfortunately, the game is in a state where JP has the elite bosses that, like, really we could set the standard of for how hard they hit, and Global doesn't have those. Janemba, with that turn 6 rage mode, you're going to get a free turn against them where they can't do anything. Against Bulma, specifically, you get to Bulma, Janemba rage mode, popped. She uses up her super. In Broly, then, slot 1, she's stunned, you win. Right? Boom. So, I could see a lot of value from Janemba. Let's go ahead and jump into an event. I don't know which fight we'll do. I want to make sure it's a fight with a Ki Blast boss. Maybe the Super Saiyan Goku fight in Supreme Magnificent Battle. Because Gohan does a Ki Blast, and maybe Trunks? Well, maybe that one. Maybe that one. All right, gamers, we are here in an event. So we have what's LR Janemba starting out with? 321. What about no big bad bosses? What does he drop down to? 260. Okay. Okay. Remember that Janemba, a couple of things. Number one, he's guarding, right? I guess I do kind of want to go over this right here at the start. He guards, 22% damage reduction. Then he gets another 22% damage reduction in slot 1 or 2. So he's got a lot of defense. He has a high chance to dodge enemy supers, and then he has a 70% chance to nullify Ki Blast supers. So it's going to be very difficult for Janemba to be killed because of all that defensive ability. That shit is just so, like, high chance to dodge enemy super along with his damage reduction and guard. It's just honestly silly. Let's get Broly's domain up. Let's get Broly's domain. Remember that Janemba here, he is movie bosses, and he's also uncontrollable power. He's both, right? So with him actually being both, what that means is Cell Max's restriction is going to be fine, and it also means Int Broly's restriction is going to be fine. So to me, Janemba looks good, right? People have been mentioning Turles a lot, but Turles, to me, has never been a factor on this team because I care way more about Int Broly being able to use his domain whenever we want to. That's more valuable than whatever Turles is bringing to the table. So Orb's not really looking too good right here, obviously. Let's go ahead and just leave Janemba, I guess, in slot 2 right here. Int Broly will be fine in slot 1. Janemba, specifically in slot 2, gets an additional that has a 70% chance to be a super. So we'll have his normal super, then he has an additional 70% chance to be a super, then he has an additional 70% chance to be a super in slot 2, and then we can get the hidden potential system additional as well. And remember, Janemba builds up by attacking, right? he gets 2 ki up to 6, 66% attack and defense up to 166%, and then 22% chance to crit up to 66% with each attack performed. So we could easily build up within 1 second right here. Now, Bio Broly is definitely going to be still like a very, capable competitive character that we could bring. So we do, of course, have Bio Goatly here also. Perfect. Yeah, there's just simply put a lot of really good options that we have access to right now on the this Broly team. Right, Janemba is just yet another super powerful option that we could bring. That super attack, by the way, by them, that's just it's a melee. That's a melee super by them. Okay. Interesting to know. All right, in the second phase, we're going to have 2 different Ki Blast super enemies, so hopefully they'll super Janemba, and we could see him with that. All right, so 11 million right away. Definitely not exactly good damage, but he does obviously have to build up first. I'm going to be very curious to see what his defense is going to look like after this. Now, he's going to be way crazier, of course, if we have big bad bosses. I guess... I mean, I'm not dying to run Buhan here. We could run, like, Buhan or Physical Kid Buu. If I'm going to do that, though, I probably want to potentially take Cell Max off. And it's like, it's just... Like, taking Cell Max off is a lot. Because Cell Max, yet another ridiculously powerful Big Bad Bosses character. I guess if we get rid of Cell Max, like, we don't... No matter what, if I'm running this team, I do want to go full uncontrollable power. We can also just run straight-up movie bosses. I mean, Janemba has quite a few legitimate teams we could run him on. If we take a look here... So here's his 200%. We have Int Broly, Tech Broly, AGL Broly. I mean, that's just kind of like the trio of villain leaders right now. I mean, we could run Janemba. Janemba actually probably is a significant buff for this team, huh? It's just Janemba and Cell Max can't be on the same rotation. But Janemba probably is a big buff to this team, actually. Because Rose only needs 5 Super Bosses characters. See, we could run Janemba just as the lone non-Super Boss character and then just try and have Cell Max and Janemba on opposite rotations. Because Cell Max, remember, he needs a consistent 3 Artificial Life Form, Movie Boss, or Super Boss. And Janemba, of course, is obviously not a Super Boss's character. So, if need be, we could hop over to maybe Tech Carnival Broly's team, try out a couple of different teams. Alright, let's just leave... Cell Max right there. That's fine. We could leave Tech Carnival Broly right here in slot 2. That'll give Cell Max a nice little increase in damage. Then we can get a little support from Legendary Super Saiyan Broly back there. Yeah, dude, the Super EZA is so good, man. A lot of these Super EZAs are real impactful characters right now. Legendary Super Saiyan Broly, Kid Buu. Next week, Full Power Frieza is going to be a great addition. Very helpful character, I'm thinking. Very helpful character. Alright. I really would like Janemba potentially in front of Gohan or Trunks. Like, I specifically picked this fight just so we could try and get that Ki Blast nullification. I do almost kind of want to run Janemba right there in slot 3. I think I'm gonna put Janemba in slot 3 just to try and get the Ki Blast nullification. And then I'll just skip and come back on turn 6, where, we'll be able to utilize Janemba's active skill and his Rage Mode. Now, the Rage Mode is obviously something you're going to want to save for the big boss, like the big boss phase. Janemba could do his active skill if HP is 66% or more, starting from the 6th turn from the start of battle, right? So, I don't really care about the Broly Super in so much. Let me just hit... It doesn't really matter. I'm just going to hit this. I'm going to hit this. And then we can let Janemba do some damage. We'll let Janemba attack Vegeta right there. What's Janemba at? 899. So he does explode. Yeah, he really does explode. He explodes, dude. Holy shit. once he's fully built up. Yeah. Now remember, 22% of his damage reduction is as the first or second attacker in the turn. So by having him, you know, floating, he's not going to have access to that, but we'll be fine. All right, now back in the day, the thing about Janemba is that he would not guard if he was in slot 3. Now it's just that he loses some damage reduction if he's not in slot 3, right? But the boy does, of course, still have his guard. What are his super attack effects? So on his 18 key, we get 50% attack and defense for 1 turn, Meg colossal damage to the enemy, and then he lowers defense by 100%. Massively lowers defense. Pretty pointless. 12 key is 30% attack and defense, and then greatly lowers enemy defense. All right, what are we at right here? 20 million. Not the craziest, but it is over the threshold for Goku and Frieza. And he does have 66% crit built in, so he's going to have a decent chance of being able to crit Goku and Frieza. There's an additional super right there. Remember, this is no big bad bosses. And Janemba does have a lot of other links that are going to massively buff him. You know, things like Metamorphosis is another really, really good link. If he gets a bunch of supers like this, his defense is going to be a comical level. Super. Super. No. God damn it, dude. I put Janemba. We have a 50% chance to dodge that. Plus, obviously, I do have a lot of hidden potential system dodge in my Janemba as well. It's going to be, like, just simply put, the most important thing is that it's going to be very difficult for Janemba to get killed. And to me, that's, like, you know, one of the most important things. Let me just... We'll come back on turn 6 when Janemba shows up. I floated him specifically to get hit by one of the Ki Blast super characters, but it is what it is. I do want to make sure to get that in the video at some point. All right, guys. Unfortunately, Gohan lived with a tiny, tiny, tiny sliver of HP. What are we looking like right here? 947k. Guarding with 44% damage reduction. 50% chance to dodge. How does he die? I mean, certainly, like, one of these big super attacks could definitely eject us. I mean, what do we got in terms of our links up right here? So this is, we have Big Bad Bosses up, Fierce Battle, and Legendary Power of his link set. His link set is Big Bad Bosses, Shocking Speed, Metamorphosis, Brutal Beatdown, Fear and Faith, and Fierce Battle and Legendary Power. I mean, Big Bad Bosses, Shocking Speed, and Metamorphosis, Wham, Bam, and Thank You, Ma'am. All 3 of those defensive links. Metamorphosis in particular, this is a god link right here. 5% HP regen, 10% attack and defense. Having that up, that's why people like the idea of him next to Buhan, right? All right, let's go ahead and talk. Let's kill Paragus, get Paragus out of here. All right, let's see what type of damage Janemba's going to put out right here. Let's see what he's doing. We could do another run where we toss on Buhan. Buhan and Kid Buu. We'd have to take off Selma. Yeah, 24 million? With the guaranteed crit, 50% dodge, damage reduction, guard. Like, people, I think... Well, I mean, his damage is not... Like, it's not the worst, because he does have additionals in there. But I do think people get, like, they get really, 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 really crazy for damage. And just, like, high numbers. And Janemba is just all about... Yeah, you're not killing me, buddy. We could leave Bio Broly right here. Yeah. Int Broly should be fine. I mean, at the moment, we do still have access to, Broly survive, right? I'm gonna intentionally hold back. We're here for Janemba. And, I mean, if that Broly was gonna get targeted or something like that, you know, I could give him Ki, but we'll do this. Yeah, so there's a couple of different ways we could build setups. You know, depend on the fight, like what we'd need most. If we think we need Cell Max as active, we definitely go down the Cell Max and Janemba route. Because it's like, look at this team. Like, we're just adding Janemba's Rage Mode to a team that's got a Revive. We have Cell Max's Taunt. We could be running Bio Broly for his Taunt ability as well. Like, it's just like, it becomes like the best team in the game. Like, for real. Like, it already was. Now Janemba is just another top tier option we could add to the like the roster, depending upon, you know, like what type of run we're doing or whatever we want to say. Alright, so we are going to be able to get Shocking Speed up next to Int Broly. 744. Yeah, I mean, I guess we did have the domain up during all that. So, like, that was Janemba buffed by Int Broly's domain. I mean, to be fair, when you're running this team, most of the time you are going to have the domain up. Because remember, I'm thinking about Janemba, like, where Janemba becomes a really good character. It's not like, oh, yeah, in slot 3, he does a million supers and he's really strong defensively. Like, yeah, like every other character. I'm needing slot 1, baby. Alright, now it's going to depend on what type of boss, but remember, when we do this Janemba active skill rage mode right here, this is going to cause the boss to use up their super attack. So, it's like, again, we go into Goku and Frieza. Pop this, no super. You know, the same super attack that will kill Tech Broly. People are under the assumption that Carnival Tech Broly, I mean, he's probably my favorite character coming out of the worldwide, but people are under the assumption that he can't be killed, and that's just not true, right? Goku and Frieza can cream pie him easily. So can Bulma. But it's like, you turn 1 of base Broly, untouchable. You transform next turn, he's untouchable. Next turn, he's untouchable. Turn after that, he's susceptible. But Janemba Rage Mode, boom. Nothing that they could do. Alright, so over here now, Janemba will create a full field of orbs. And remember, along with creating the full field of orbs, he gets 2 key per key sphere obtained, and then he gets 16% attack per key sphere as well. So let's go and take a look at what this damage looks like. And he does guaranteed crits. 19 million, aka damaging Goku and Frieza. Okay, perfect. And then obviously his attack is going to drop a lot for slot 2 and slot 3 because they don't have the full field of orbs in slot 2 and slot 3, right? Like, that full field of orb, like, nuking buff only counts for the actual character that got the full field of orbs. Because remember, it's not, like, it's 3 separate iterations of Janemba are out there. It's not all just the same character in all 3 slots. You see what I'm saying? I think that made sense, what I just said, right? Y'all got it? I think y'all got it. Y'all got it. Y'all got it. All right, so remember, Janemba only has just the little turns. Yeah, we could laugh too, buddy. We're laughing. All right. Oh, whoops. God damn it. Well, that's fine. I had auto. I left auto on for when I was attacking with Janemba. No, damn it. All right. So now we're gonna drop this. Yeah. So it's like we go from rage mode and then have Maxes active. The team is just so stacked with godlike abilities. Whoops. Godlike abilities, right? Well, I was gonna say that could potentially suck if we weren't able to see Janemba tank, but Goku, I mean, he's not supering anyway, because he used up his super in the rage mode, right? So he should just do a normal attack right here. Yep, exactly, because he used it up. He used it up when he supered Janemba. That shit is so good, man. That is so good. So it's like Gogeta transforms. We get 5 turns to Scouter. And then he's just invincible. And then Janemba, mostly invincible throughout the starts of these fights. And then we could have a rage mode to just kill a boss super attack. Really good shit. Really good shit. Alright, we should, like... It's time to kill this Goku here. Time to get rid of him. I'm kind of, like, delaying this. I'm playing with my food here. Like, let's just kill him before shenanigans happen. Bring in Bio Broly, obviously, drops our damage down a lot. Bio Broly doesn't really do very much damage. Let's do that. Let's do a run where, I mean, damn, it sucks to do, but we'll get rid of Cell Max. We get rid of Cell Max, and then we could add Kid Buu and Buhan. How is Buhan? I haven't used Buhan yet on this Broly team. I mean, it'll work because the thing is, Buhan, like, you know, earlier this year, Buhan was, you know, like, he's the best unit on the team. Everything was centered around him. But now, at this point, Buhan is not going to be the best unit on the team. And we don't need him to fulfill that role. Like, we could easily put Janemba slot 1, Buhan slot 2. Buhan in slot 2 should be really good. So, all right, let's just jump into another hard fight, and we'll probably do that. We'll probably just slide Kid Buu and Buhan over Salmax and probably Bio Broly, something like that. All right, guys, here we are in a fighteroo. I guess what we could do, we could just float Janemba off right here. One thing that I mean, you guys know, I was already saying I think Uncontrollable Power is pretty much just like the best team, because it's like, I don't know, doesn't it feel like on some of these superclass teams right now, a lot of it is, you know, I don't know, like, we're just kind of, you're like just watching one character handle business a lot of the times. Like, I know superclass has a lot more units, but it does, like, right now, the villain Uncontrollable Power team, if it makes sense, it feels a little bit more balanced. Like, a lot of these characters are able to put in the work themselves. Like, well, when I'm talking about the top tier team, right? Salmax has got his taunt. Imp Broly's got the revive. Tech Carnival Broly's untouchable, right? Like, it's just like, you go down the line, I feel like it's a little bit easier to poke holes in some of these superclass units, but maybe they have, like, higher highs. Something like that. Let's float Janemba off right here. We'll go ahead and float our boy Janemba off. And then he'll show up on turn 4 when Buhan is ready to transform. And we'll see what Janemba's going to look like with the two of them next to each other. I think Janemba's just going to be a really good option on this team. How good is Janemba overall? I'm not really too sure. I feel like he's somewhere in there. Maybe Janemba's a little bit not as good as I was thinking, but I think from what I'm seeing, I don't know, what's coming to my brain is how is he comparing to, like, in Evolution Blue Vegeta and UI Goku? He's definitely better, right? Because he just has way more defensive mechanics than like, Vegeta is very tanky, but it's mostly just, like, out of slot 1. Hardest fight in the game right now, it's, like, almost impossible to get his revive up. That Goku and Frieza fight, you just can't do it, pretty much. UI Goku, we do see his revive very often in the Goku and Frieza fight, though. I mean, I certainly do like UI Goku a little bit above Evolution Blue Vegeta just because of his more consistent ability to sit in slot 1, which, I mean, I do hate to harp on it so much, but it really is, like, the most important thing. Like, it's like, are you even really a defensive character if you're not doing it in slot 1? I'm sorry. Like, it's just, it is what it is. That's why Beast Gohan was, like, you know, the strongest unit, like, he just felt like the strongest unit ever, like, that day he dropped in February, right? Like, it's just, like, completely untouchable everywhere, in any situation, under any circumstance. It was just, like, jaw-dropping, right? And now it's, like, it just feels like these characters are just, like, so broken. All right, so pretty low right there, 6 million. I mean, that's obviously not very good. I think Janemba, like, offensively, certainly that first turn, he's not going to look very impressive. He is a Big Bad Boss's character, which it does mean he's a prisoner to Big Bad Bosses. Don't forget that, right? That's kind of a thing about Big Bad Boss's characters is that Link is so goddamn busted that it's like you're very well aware of if a character does not have it up, right? All right, do we get the hit on potential system? We do. Normal, of course, like always. All right, let's just come back on turn 4 and see how things are going to work. Actually, I mean, we could get away. This UI Goku is not that strong, please. We're fine. We can get away with this easily. I'll just leave the two Boos right next to each other right there. Yeah. All right, let's come back. I think we'll see how the Boos handle this. And then 11K, okay. UI Goku is not, he doesn't hit that hard, so. But we can skip until Janemba comes back. Especially if I float a character. Oh, we do still have to get, Janemba's Ki Blast nullification has to be in the video. I can't not get it. I mean, it's not. Okay, I just would have to find a good Ki Blast boss. A good Ki Blast super boss and just get Janemba right in. No! Okay, sure. Okay. Alright, guys, what do we think? Certainly there's no bullshit. No bullshit will occur, right? No bullshit, no bullshit. Wait, hold on. Hold on. Alright, one thing that happens is when... So I'm on the new nano setup, right? That's what I'm calling it for recording method. I do this thing, it's just like a habit I've developed where like I'll just take a glance at what I could do with the orbs. So like I'm holding my finger on that right red orb right now on the left red orb, now I'm on the green orb, now I'm on the in orb, right? Like I kind of hold my finger there and take a look at it. But like I have this little wireless charger that I put my phone on when I'm recording. With the nano setup, when I have my phone on this little wireless charger, like the way this record thing works. Okay, 484. That's what Janemba looks like before he attacked, right? With Big Bad Bosses, Brutal Beatdown, and Fierce Battle Up. I lost my train of thought, but whatever. So I need to, like, not, like, hold that, because I get phantom inputs with this nano recording device when I put it on the wireless charger. I'm getting, like, kind of like some phantom inputs here and there. A bit of annoying, but, you know, we could work through it. Alright, hopefully Kid Buu doesn't get killed again. Dude, I will scream if he just supers in slot 2 again. Come on. That was only 2 attacks, right? So we didn't get Janemba fully built up. Okay, we'll keep that in mind. Okay, no super attack. I do have my Kid Buu with a lot of dodge, obviously, so we could have dodged that STR UI Goku super attack. It would have been quite nice to have touched it, but it is what it is. It is what it is. We super in right here? No? Nothing? Sure. Alrighty. Let's get Broly right here. Let's do this. We could just float off Legendary Super Saiyan Broly just like that. Yep, looking good. Actually, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna intentionally hold back. Just to make sure because I think we can make sure that UI Goku has quite a bit of HP left going into next turn. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Alright, this is obviously Tech Carnival Daddy. This is not doing anything. No dodge. Alright, now we'll take double digits instead. Very good. Alright, now I probably would want this exact rotation right here, except the domain was up and Janemba was fully built up, right? Remember, we do need 1 attack to still fully build Janemba up, and then obviously we don't have Broly's domain up. What are we looking like right here? 883, so yeah, again, with the domain plus 1 more attack by Janemba, his defense would look crazy. We have all of his meaningful links up right here, except for, Fear and Faith, but that's why I said all of his meaningful links, because Fear and Faith is just key and then lowers enemy defense, so not really anything too significant there. Alright, so while Janemba's going to look good, Buuhan should be effective here. Again, we could put Buuhan or Janemba, we could kind of swap them back and forth. Like, I don't know that either one necessarily, like, Janemba's probably going to be a lot better in slot, well, obviously going to be a lot better in slot 1. And then Buuhan could sit there in slot 2. After doing all these, he should be pretty effective. But he's also got dodge. So both of these characters, you know, are going to be guaranteed guarding. They've got dodge. You know, Buuhan's got stacking. This could work. The uncontrollable power, because all the Majin Buus are on here, there's a couple of different avenues we could take this team. Not bad. Not bad at all. All right, Janemba, what are we up to? After this hit, he's fully built up. 27 million. That's with no domain. We should get this exact turn just with the domain up and Janemba fully built up. We do need to see the Ki Blast counter as well. Now, remember how this fight goes? Or this, yeah, well, I mean, yeah, this rotation phase, whatever you want to call it. UI Goku only super attacks in slot 2. So we could put Janemba there and then hopefully see something. The thing is that it's probably going to be very hard for Janemba to get hit with a super attack as well. Because not only does he have a 50% chance to dodge on, you know, getting targeted by a super attack. But he also is going to have the dodge build that I've got on him. All right, let's do the good old thing, which is called intentionally hold back a little bit. To the best that we can. No reason to completely devastate Int UI Goku's HP pool. No reason at all. All right, let me just skip to next turn. All right, the Brolys did quite a bit of damage to UI Goku, so it's going to be very difficult to... Yeah, Buhan plus Janemba, too. They're going to be quite the tanky duo. We also have Janemba's Rage mode. Like, it's crazy, dude. These bosses can't handle this. Let's intentionally hold back with Buhan. Sit this for Janemba. I mean, this is a pretty ridiculous rotation, too, because we're going to get 4 rainbows, so now Janemba's stats are going to go up quite a bit there. Yeah, Janemba's going to hit very hard here. There's no chance UI Goku gets to attack in slot 2. Damn, he's at 22, huh? Yeah, Buhan is not exactly weak at the start of the fight, either. Like, it's not like he's a bitch. Because, I mean, even as Bootanks, I mean, he's still got guard, he's still got dodge. This is a nice little way that we could potentially do this. The only thing is, running Buhan makes me not want to run Cellmax. Like, I don't really want to build these teams where it's like, okay, like, as long as the RNG is super good and this character is never in rotation with this character, like, I'm good on all that shit. Like, I'm just going to build the team to where there's no chance, right? Like, if we're going to run Buhan, we're not running Cellmax. If I'm going to run Imp Broly, I'm not running LR Turles. Shit like that, right? 33, by the way. Okay. This is a good kind of, like, emulation of that turn I wanted to get. Yeah, 20. I mean, if these are all crits, he's just destroying Goku and Frieza. And then he'd have the Rage mode as well. And it's like, how does he take damage? How does he take damage? Who is damaging him? Like, it has to be one of the 5 million supers, right? But, I mean, he then has 50% dodge for those. And he's got the Rage mode, too. Yeah, I'm kind of feeling like he's, like, potentially just, like, right above AGL UI in Evolution Blue Vegeta. Like, I feel like he's behind Tech Broly and Cell Max, but above UI and Evolution Blue Vegeta, I think is where I've got him. I think we've seen what we need to see, mostly, right? Like, we've covered everything. We saw the active, talked about his super attacks. We had him in slot 1, slot 2, slot 3. I just want to make sure to get that Ki Blast nullification in the video. So let's just get that, and then I think we could probably finish up. Yeah, Janemba looks good. Definitely another top 10 contender. Very, very powerful character. All right, gamers. Here we have a nice little rotation. Let's see if we can't get the Silly Billy nullification in here. I will try. We're going to try and get it. So it's a 70% chance to block Ki Blast super attacks. So any boss that has one of those, Janemba is going to be an even better option, because essentially it's going to work out like this. He's guarding with 44% damage reduction, and then he has a 70% chance to dodge, and then if that fails, he'd have a 50% chance to dodge, is essentially the way you'd look at it, right? Alright, so both in this Evolution Blue Vegeta fight, both of these Vegetas do Ki Blast. So. Oh my god, did we not counter it? Or nullify it? We did. Whoop! What are you doing, you dumbass? Oh my god, what an idiot. Guy's a fool. Dude, that shit is so fire. He just throws those hands up and says, nah, what are you doing? What are you doing? I love that shit. Woo! That's good, that's good. Yeah, it's definitely quite a bit stronger than Gogeta's, because Gogeta, like, it's turn 4 at a minimum, and you have to 18 key super first, and it has to actually be a melee super. It makes no sense. Gogeta, like, that should really be, like, all of that is fine. Gogeta blocks the punch, But then he really should then just, like, slap the boss for a 30 million crit at the same time. Because you have to do so much to get to that point, right? There we go. There's Janemba. Again, Janemba, pretty good. I'm liking him. I kind of feel like he's in range with Tech Carnival Broly, Cell Max, AJLUI, in Evolution Blue Vegeta. Like, and I'm feeling him kind of in that range. I think I'm liking Janemba over UI and Evolution Blue Vegeta. Because Janemba's, whatchamacallit, is going to be more consistent, right? Is it? Yeah, it should be. I mean, especially to... See, I wish I could pick my own orbs so we get the rainbow orbs, but whatever, you know. Oh, I guess I'm just really bad with my orbs, sorry. I lost my train of thought. God damn it. I recorded way too much today. My brain is fried, dude. But with Int LR Broly on this uncontrollable power team, we're not really going to take too much damage too often, right? So... it's going to be easy, I think, to be able to get that 66% HP Rage Mode just out and about constantly. I do think so. And the ability to take away boss supers while doing a shit ton of guaranteed crit damage. Like, people love bosses that throw out these, like, active skill attacks and shit like that. Did they just pretend Janemba doesn't have one of those, or what? Janemba's good. I think Janemba's above UI and Evolution Blue Vegeta. I probably like Cell Max and Carnival Broly above Janemba, so that's kind of probably where he is. I think I'd have Janemba, probably, I mean, this is before the World Tour, so things obviously could change, but I would probably have Janemba, in, like, the last slot of, like, the Z tier I do for my LR, listing, right? Yeah, Janemba's looking pretty good right there, okay, 1.6 million. Let's get this rotation. And then we'll finish up and we'll go ahead and take a look at Janemba's details. So, let me know what you guys think of GOAT Janemba, but he's obviously very good. Rage mode, defense. I mean, defense wins championships, man. It's true. It's true. In sports and Dokkan, you know, gotta respect the defensive characters. You gotta put the love on them. 29 million right there for Janemba. Okay. Remember, he's got a lot of these coming. And chances are very good that they're going to be crits as well, because he does have a lot of built-in crit. Yeah, look at him go. Normal. That one, of course, could be a 70% to be a normal. Oh, another Ki Blast nullification. If that fails, then we'd have a 50% dodge. And if that fails, I'd have the hidden potential system dodge. And we get the nullification. Yeah, he's dirty. He's filthy. He's a filthy animal. Alright, guys. So here, of course, is LR Physical Janemba. Again, I really like him. I think he's probably somewhere right above UI and Evolution Blue Vegeta. I don't think I could see Janemba above Cell Max or Carnival Broly, but I mean, he's in range with those characters. I think that the Rage mode, I'm seeing a lot of negativity around this guy, and I just don't think people are really factoring in how crazy that Rage mode is. I mean, you go, like, you know, Bulma and Goku and Frieza, they could just kill Tech Broly. Like, if he doesn't have the extra damage reduction up in his Legendary Super Saiyan form, like, Goku and Frieza will just kill him if they're under 50% HP. And Janemba could just remove that possibility. It's just another, like, team... Like, Janemba has a Team Protector mechanic. That shit really matters. It does. Seriously. Alright, so let's go ahead and take a look at him. This is Boiling Evil, Super Janemba. Leader skills, Crota Body and Mind, or Movie Bosses, Key 4 and 170% of stats. He does actually have a good leader skill, too. Passive skill, Evil Demon, 6 Key and 166% attack and defense. He has Guard, 22% damage reduction. And then his first turn, he gets an additional that has a 70% chance to be a super. Then he gets 2 Key up to 6, 66% attack and defense up to 166%, and a 22% chance to crit up to 66% with each attack performed. So he can get that turn 1 pretty easily in slot 1 or slot 2 or 3. Then he gets 66% attack if Key is 22 or more. He gets another 22% damage reduction if he's in the first or second slot. He gets an additional that has a 70% chance to be a super if he's in the second or third slot. Then he has a 70% chance to nullify Ki Blast supers and a 50% chance to dodge when enemies super him. So both Janemba and Gogeta have that ability, 50% chance to dodge when they just get supered, which is crazy. It's just so crazy with guard and damage reduction right there and damage reduction right here, and then they just give him a chance to dodge too. It's insane. He has his active skill, Rage Mode. He could use it when HP is 66% or more, starting from the 6th turn from the start of battle. Again, Janemba and Gogeta came out before they started doing that start of turn bullshit. Now, I mean, HP conditions, I don't want to call these consistent ever. Ever. But, I mean, in Broly, I mean, he is a big-time healer. I mean, if you are able to just put, like, Int Broly in slot 1, get some orbs, maybe a character gets same type orbs in slot 2, and you're very likely going to be able to just pop Janemba's Rage Mode in slot 3, and then reset your rotation afterwards, right? Easily. So, this is a huge part of this character, man, this Rage Mode. We'll get to that in a second. His 12-key super attack, Savage Skewer, 30% attack and defense for 1 turn, colossal damage to the enemy, and then greatly lowers enemy defense. 18-key super, Hellgate, 50% attack and defense for 1 turn, mega colossal damage to the enemy, and then massively lower defense. Now, obviously, this doesn't really do very much. Most characters have a lot of built-in crit and shit like that anyway these days. It doesn't really help that much. Links, Big Bad Bosses, Shocking Speed, Metamorphosis, Brutal Beatdown, Fear and Faith, Fierce Battle, Legendary Power. One issue Janemba characters can have is that his link set is too good. Because you just think of his theoretical peak when he has Metamorphosis up and Big Bad Bosses up and Shocking Speed up, and you're like, oh my god, dude. Because he just has such a nasty link set with huge links with monster stat buffs. To be fair, though, I mean, his big 3, he's got him with LR Buhan. And LR Buhan, I mean, under this team, under this umbrella, Buhan is going to be a very capable character too, man. The teams we have nowadays are just so crazy. And so then, of course, he's got that, transformation he could do, his Rage Mode. Here's his best linking partners. Keep in mind that Tech Janemba, his EZA might not be super far off either. Keep that in mind. Because he is a 20, like, LR Janemba came out, 6 months after Tech Janemba came out, right? And AGL PyCon. Maybe they'll EZA for 10th anniversary when we get another LR Super Gogeta. Who knows? Don't laugh too much, man. That is happening. It's coming. Here's his 200% leaders, by the way. Mainly just the Broly's. We did talk about it. We could run Rose, and just make sure that Janemba and Cell Max aren't on the same rotation, to kind of like, placate Cell Max's condition. But yeah, there's that. And then best linking partners, I guess we did already just look at. Let's jump over here and take a look at Janemba's categories. Now, he doesn't have the most category teams here. Not very many at all, in fact. Movie Bosses is a super top tier team at the moment, though, which is good. He's also on the Transformation Boost category team. We know, of course, how crazy that team is. Yep. Then Janemba's on Kuroda Body and Mind as well. Very good. Janemba's also on Exploding Rage, which has gotten a lot of really good characters. Then Janemba is also on the Accelerated Battle category, one of those huge monster ones. So he's on Angel Super Saiyan 3 Goku's team, I guess. And then finally, he's down here on Uncontrollable Power, which is probably the main team we'd be running him on right now. It's crazy how this category goes from like, it's maybe got potential to now just like dominant, maybe the best team in the game, right? Just through the course of one celebration. It always is crazy exactly how that always takes place, right? Pretty good. All right, so remember, Janemba does have his transformation as well. He could do this transformation turn 6 from the start of battle if HP is 66% or more. And, I mean, right now, Goku and Frieza and Bulma, it's easily going to be past turn 6 when you get to both of those bosses. And then, of course, remember, he is a Rage Mode, so no links. And then, obviously, his passive and his super attacks do change. So let's jump over and take a look at this right here. So now his passive is Ceaseless Hell. Changes all key spheres to physical key spheres. 2 key per key sphere obtained. And then 16% attack per key sphere. So he'll be able to do monster damage, especially when we look at his super attack effects. 12 key, Demonic Blade. Greatly raise attack temporarily, destructive damage to the enemy, and he does guaranteed crits. And then 18 key Rakshasa's Claw, Mastery Raise attack temporarily, destructive damage, and all attacks become crits, right? So he's just going to be firing out guaranteed crits with every single attack in his rage mode. Now, I mean, it's essentially, you factor in all the damage he does during his rage mode, and it's like, you know, people will fall to their knees if they can fondle the balls of Tech Super Saiyan Vegeta's Big Bang. This is better, right? Head and shoulders better. Because not only is he doing the damage, he's canceling the boss super attack as well. Which, again, I understand, unfortunately, Global, it's no one's fault except for Dokkan themselves, right? And Amatsu, the bastard. But Global doesn't have the toughest fights with the bosses that can kill Tech Broly, can kill Beast. I see so much talk, and people just pretend Tech Broly and Beast can't be killed when they can, easily. Janemba, like, so now Tech Broly with Janemba around, or Cell Max, or Bio Broly, I guess, right? Like, it's like, invincible turn 1, invincible turn 2, invincible turn 3, no longer invincible, but now we have a target mechanic, or Janemba's Rage Mode, boom, no problem whatsoever. So, there we go. Yeah, Janemba's crazy. Another top 10 villains. Villains right now with this Broly team, there's a lot of different ways to build it, man. We could go, you know, the Majin Buu's route. I mean, remember, there's Int Fat Buu as well we could use. Like, there's a lot, there's actually a lot of good characters we could cycle in and out in uncontrollable power. So, let me know what you guys think of LR Janemba. I think he's very good. The number one thing is it's going to be very difficult to kill him, and he has a team protector mechanic. Crazy character. Crazy.